like to call to order this meeting of the Mercer County Board of Education. Mr. Boer, roll call, please.
Good evening. District 1, Amber Franceschi is absent. District 2, Larry Yeager. Here. District 3, Billy Montgomery. Here. District 4, Cliff Pruitt. Here. District 5, Randy Phillips.
Here. Pledge of allegiance, Mr. Boer.
We've got high school junior Sarah Dunn that will lead us in the pledge, so if everyone would please stand and join us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Yeager makes the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Montgomery, second. All in favor? Next will be our swearing in of the student non-voting board member, Mr. Boer.
So we've been talking for some time that we'd like to have a student voice on our Board of Education, a non-voting member for the last few months. Well, actually back last spring we were talking about adding a student member to our Board of Education. Luke Whitenack has been chosen to be a non-voting member for our board the rest of the school year through May. We're extremely excited to have Luke on our board. Luke has been on my superintendent advisory council the last 2 years. He's done a tremendous job representing the school students with that superintendent advisory council. He's chosen that. So this coming spring, how we'll do it moving forward, this spring we'll take nominations or applications for that, go through a process of interviews, and then the student for next year moving forward will be in place for each school year. So we're excited to have Luke, but part of being put on the Board of Education is you have to get sworn in. So I'll ask the board secretary, Holly Cook, to meet you up front, Luke. You'll get sworn in as a non-voting member of our Board of Education.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
the office of a non-voting member of the Mercer County Board of Education according to law.
the office of a non-voting Board of Education member, non-voting by law.
And I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
that since the present adoption of the Constitution,
I, being a citizen of this state,
I, being a citizen of this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state,
nor out of it.
nor out of it.
Nor have I sent or accepted a challenge
Nor have I sent or accepted a challenge
to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge,
nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge,
nor aided or assisted any person,
nor aided or assisted in any person,
thus offending, so help me God.
thus offending, so help me God.
Test he's taken. I was sharing with Luke when he, every month the Kentucky School Board Association puts out a magazine. They send that to each superintendent around the state of Kentucky. And of course, the board members get one at their house. But this month's board, KSBA magazine has school boards listening to student voice, and the main feature article in here is all about adding a student to the school board association or the Board of Education around the state of Kentucky. I think there was 6 or 7 in this magazine article they talked about. Little did we know that, or did they know that we were going to add one as well this month. So Luke, we're excited to have you. I know the board has already shared that with you as well. But again, you'll be a great voice for the students here at Mercer County, and you'll be serving through the end of this school year.
Thrilled to have you, Luke. I remember you were a Cub Scout, so I've known you quite a long time, so I'm thrilled to have you. Okay, recognitions, Mr. Brewer.
So first up tonight, we've got our, each month we have a Dairy Queen Superior Titan Award winner from each school. It's called the Dairy Queen Superior Titan Award winner because they get a free large blizzard from our local Dairy Queen, and we appreciate them doing that. But to be a Superior Titan Award winner, here's the criteria for them to win this award at their school. The student must have perfect attendance last month. They have to complete all their homework and assignments and tests. They have to have passing grades in all classes, no discipline issues. They have to just demonstrate great leadership skills and exhibit a winning attitude and spirit toward learning and their peers. So we've gotten 4 Superior Titan Award winners this month, and first up will be the Mercer County Elementary School winner, which is Elizabeth Ellie McBride. So Ellie, if you'll come up and take a picture with Mr. Phillips. And your parents also get a sticker there, and you get a framed certificate. Good job, Ellie. Okay, I'm getting from the back that the next one's not here, but we do want to recognize the Mercer County Intermediate School winner, Zion Jones. So for King Middle School, the Superior Titan Award winner is Alexis Bravo Rodriguez. And then for the high school, is the Dairy Queen Superior Titan Award winner is Sarah Dunn. I believe Sarah, while she's coming up, I believe Sarah is our first repeat winner. She won it last school year, her sophomore year. So congratulations to you for, you all are tremendous students. We're glad to have you here at Mercer County Schools. I will bring your Blizzard card by tomorrow at your class sometime tomorrow in your schools. We've got a few other student recognitions. First of all, we had a state champ. First place high school art 2D competition at the Kentucky Art Education Association Conference, and that's Alejandro Perez Dulhades. He does a tremendous job. I got to see his work. That's a state champ. Congratulations to you. We had a couple fall athletes named to the All-State team. First up is second team soccer All-State team is Bo Brown. Well, he's coming up. Congratulations, Bo. But I'm going to put a little pressure on you. I expect to have you up here as multiple state champion for track here coming up this spring. And then 2A cross-country all-state team, Marshall Hart. Marshall, we expect to see you up here in the spring as a state champion as well. So next up, we've got a KEA Teacher of the Month Award. I think Mr. Corey Burns is here to give that out, right? Yes.
Hey, I'm Corey Burns. I'm a teacher at the elementary school, but also the president of the Mercer County Education Association, and that's just the local affiliate of KEA, the Kentucky Education Association. You're going to get used to seeing me because every month we're going to draw a teacher who is also a KEA member and a teacher in our district. So at random, this month's winner is Miss Paula Russell from the elementary school. So come on up. And then I just have a quick little bio on Miss Russell. This is her 22nd year teaching, and she taught 1 year as a second and third grade split teacher, and then 17 years in first grade, where she currently teaches now. She did 4 years in a computer lab as well, and that was all at the elementary school. And she was also the bookkeeper before she pursued her elementary education degree, so that's super cool, I thought. She has a bachelor's in business, a master's in school counseling, another bachelor's in elementary education, and then she got her rank 1 through her continuing education option. Just a few little extra tidbits about Miss Russell. She was awarded Best of the Bluegrass Teacher of the Week in February 2021. So that was during COVID, so that's awesome. She is on the Advisory Council for Family Resource. She's an ESS teacher. Her whole teaching career, she's been a KEA member. She's a member of Bethel Baptist Church, and she is a preschool teacher in the Children's Church program. She is a 4-H council member. She is a volunteer for Kendall and Friends, Overcomer Baseball and Special Needs Pool Party. She is a former Mercer County Youth Softball Board member. She runs the Cardio Drumming Club at the elementary school, and she is involved in local community activities such as Divine's Corn Maze, delivery of literature and food to shut-ins, food delivery for Family Resource Center, Chloe's Pedals for Hope, supports students by attending Upwards and Mercer Sports League soccer, coach pitch, and basketball games. So one more time, let's hear it for Ms.
Staff recognitions that we've got. We recognized, I believe it was 3 last month. They were working now. We've got the 2 retirees back. So Mr. Jerome Galt, our IT coordinator, director, will be handing those out. Let's see.
So named after the late William, everybody knows him as Bill Stillwell, PhD, the Stillwell Award is presented to the unsung heroes that have gone above and beyond the call of duty in education technology. They devote their efforts entirely to our K-12 students, teachers, and administrators. Identified by their red suspenders, the annual Stillwell Award winners represent the best of the best who show up daily in their tireless service to Kentucky schools and the high-quality education technology services and supports that are required. For 2022, a unique version of the Red Suspenders Award, a meritorious medal in the form of a celebratory coin, has been commissioned for presentation to critical K-12 educational technology staff in all Kentucky K-12 school districts and the KDE Office of Education Technology. This distinctive coin signifies the individual's successful and meritorious tour of duty from 10 March 2020 to 11 March 2022, obviously during COVID, providing quality education technology service on and beyond the school campus for K-12 students, teachers, staff, and families throughout the 24-month core of the pandemic. This service provided the connection with students and families to their schools for the continuation of learning and student health supports. Therefore, let it be known that the 2022 Stillwell Award is being presented here on Tuesday, November 15th to the education technology leaders in the Mercer County School District as a simple but sincere and heartfelt way to say thank you for your accomplishments, your dedication, and your services over those 24 months, as well as for your continued persistence toward excellence, and is presented to, our first award is to Mr. Tim Berger, who was the technology director before me and during the pandemic. And our second retiree award winner is Mr. John Barrington. closing, I just wanted to say that these two gentlemen worked tirelessly during the pandemic to make sure that students had devices that they could use at home, that teachers could connect to them. And I think, you know, as hard as it was for everyone, what they did and what they were able to accomplish in such a very short period of time, it really is meritorious. So congratulations to those guys, and enjoy your retirement. We miss you.
Thank you, Jerome, and congratulations to all of our award winners and recognitions this evening. I think it's great that we've got so many great people and kids in our district that we can recognize. We are going to take about a 5-minute recess. We do have a backdrop that has the Mercer logo back there. If you'd like to go back there, get a picture, and then you're welcome to come back to the board meeting, or you can head on out if you need to. But we're going to take about a 5-minute recess for you all to do that.
Yeah, when I'm in there, I'll come up and get you to sign it for you. Wondering where you were. I figured you was rat racing it from one spot to the next.
No, just old people's world.
Yeah, it's Josh. Yeah, if you don't mind, that way. First, and then we're going to finish interviewing.
Okay, we will continue this evening's board meeting right now. Okay, pursuant to Board Policy 01.421, persons wishing to address the board must first be recognized by the chairperson and stand behind the podium. An individual or group granted the privilege of being heard must give his or her name, address, reason for speaking. The chairperson may rule on the relevance of the topic to the board's agenda and will set the time limit to 3 minutes, but not to exceed 15 minutes. The board will only act or respond to items on the published agenda. If you wish to have an item placed on the agenda, you must first meet with the superintendent. And at this time, the board will receive comments from the public. Right now, the board will recognize Matthew Miller.
Alright, so I'm coming here today to bring light to some more information I found. As y'all know, I've been doing this for about 1.5 years now. And we're still addressing some issues that we've seen in the past, especially when it comes to COVID. First, I want to start out, last month's meeting, I inquired about the recording, and all of a sudden we're having technical difficulties again. This same issue happened late last year when I inquired of Mr. Boer about the recordings, and 2 of them were not up on the website. And it took me sending multiple emails to actually get these videos posted back up, even though you had said that y'all had technical difficulties and the recordings weren't there. Seems like the same issue's happening again. And it makes me wonder if it's the information that I put out last month. The fact that I went off of a list of individuals that are connected with the vaccine and have had issues with the results of said vaccines. And a couple of those are actually personal testimonies within people that are within my life. All right, my stepdad is connected now. He's having issues because he has been vaccinated. My stepmother, she had a friend who was all perfect health, and then all of a sudden gets jabbed, and a week later he's in the hospital, and then about 2 more weeks later after that he's dead. So not sure why that recording went missing, but if y'all could definitely find it, it'd be great, but I'm sure it's long gone. Let's see. There's another issue I had on one of my open records requests. I had requested some of the library books from all 4 schools. 2 of them were readily sent to me by the attorney. However, there was 2 that were kind of in question, and I was told twice that I had received all information or all documents that you all had on hand. But then it took me actually going down to the elementary school and asking the principal for this information, and then I get a different story from what you all are telling me. So I got my books, I got the information, and I'll be digging into that. And if y'all are listening in, there's quite some interesting information that's being put out to our kids within these books. But I'll be exposing that here soon. Going on to the contractors, again, part of my ORR was some of the requests or some of the information pertaining to contracting. And I noticed there's a lot of maintenance being done within these facilities, okay? And I understand y'all have a lot on your plate, especially when it comes to maintenance. And one of those, I noticed that there might be a conflict of interest going on within the board. Part of that is Hazlitt Construction. Now, this is not anything derogatory towards his company. I'm sure he does a great job with whatever he does. But I have a slight issue with it because one of the administrators here in this office just so happens to be the spouse of said construction worker. So it just makes me, raise a question, and again, I'm not alleging anything, insinuating anything. Just putting it out there because if they're winning bids and actually doing the work because of favoritism, we might have a problem there. And then I did a little bit of math regarding thermal services. And so based off of the contract y'all provided, thermal services was coming in and they were sending an apprentice. Now an apprentice in the HVAC industry makes between $10 and $15 an hour, depending on obviously years of experience and the company. And after doing the math, they were only slated to be here each week was totaled at $2,320. That's 40 hours, the contract specified, no overtime. And so that equals out to about $600. So my question is, if one apprentice is coming on here to make this list so they can revamp the HVAC systems, which you all obtained, what, $1 million from the ESSER funding for, why are we paying such a large amount of taxpayer dollars for this company to come in and just literally take notes and clean some drains? Again, I'm in the industry, I know what all it entails, and $2,320 is a little steep to me. Let's see, the masks. I've hit this a lot, and I'm going to hit it again. But I want to play a recording because, Mr. Brewer, you and I had a deep conversation when I turned in my first open records request. And during that time frame, you and I kind of butted heads because, I felt like my kid was having his rights taken away, as well as the parents were having their rights taken away when the forced masking started. And in there, I had found, or during the conversation, I had found that this administration up here was being very hypocritical. Now, how far that goes, I don't know, but I know on that day, one person was wearing a mask while all those kids and staff were forced to have masks while they were in school. So I want to play this recording of our conversation real quick.
Take it, and like I told you, the problem is the kids stuck in the middle of it, just like Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Tell me about it. You all aren't wearing masks, but you just forced all these kids to wear masks for the next week.
You read this letter. It says during the instructional day. We don't do it in basketball.
But y'all have the upper hand. Y'all get an advantage out of the situation. I saw one person wearing a mask in here so far. One person.
There's no kids around here.
It doesn't bother y'all. It's still part of the district. You set rules for the district. Y'all don't follow it.
So it's amazing how y'all force this on the kids, but y'all didn't follow your own rules in which you set. So I just want to throw that out there for those that are paying attention in attendance or at the house if y'all decide to release this recording. And last but not least, I had sent you a huge document. It was his name is Dr. Martin, and he wrote a pretty lengthy dossier against the administration when it comes to the whole COVID ordeal. And in that dossier, he had spelled out all the factual information, all the science, all the math, everything. And y'all had that on your plate before, during, and after the policy in which you all have set. Well, I have another article here, and this is from the ncbi.nlm.nih.gov website. This is coming from the same government agency that said that this was a scare. And then now all of a sudden, I have a retired neurosurgeon coming out. And again, it's about a 23-page article, which I just want to read off the first two paragraphs to kind of emphasize the importance of what you all have done. All right, so in this article, he states, COVID-19 pandemic is one of the most manipulated and infectious disease events in history, characterized by official lies and an unending stream led by government bureaucracies, medical associations, medical boards, the media, and international agencies. We have witnessed a long list of unprecedented intrusions into medical malpractice, including attacks on medical experts, destruction of medical careers among doctors refusing to participate in killing their patients, and a massive regimentation of healthcare, led by non-qualified individuals with enormous wealth, power, and influence. Kind of hits the head on, hits the nail on the head with the ESSER funding and the fact that you all aren't medical personnel, but yet you all made medical decisions. For the first time in American history, president, governors, mayors, hospital administrators, and federal bureaucrats are determining medical treatments based on based not on accurate, scientifically based, or even experience-based information, but rather to force the acceptance of special forms of care and prevention, including remdesivir, use of respirators, and ultimately a series of essentially untested messenger RNA vaccines. For the first time in history, medical treatment protocols are being formulated based off of the experience of the physician treating the largest number of patients successfully, but rather individuals and bureaucracies that have never treated a single patient, including Anthony Fauci, Bill Gates, EcoHealth Alliance, the CDC, WHO, state public health officers, and hospital administrators. Last but not least, I decided to do a little science experiment, apply a little bit of what I learned back in high school. And one of the biggest reasons why I had a problem with the mask is because history repeats itself. We actually look back at the Spanish flu back in the early 1900s. There was a problem after the push of all these masks. This right here is a culture. It's a petri dish that I decided to do off of two types of masks. One was a brand new medical mask that was taken straight out of the package, worn for about 5 minutes, was placed on the petri dish, and then this is what resulted. It's been sealed ever since. Now, if you don't believe me, y'all can buy these on Amazon. You can test them yourself. This is the most recent one. This was 5 days ago, and look at the growth on it. This is what we've been breathing in this whole entire time. So without further ado, if anybody wants this information, feel free to get up with me. I'm sure many won't, but it is what it is, right? So you'll have a great evening.
Okay, we'll have our reports, this month's reports, Finance Officer's report. Amber Minor is not present this evening, but Mr. Brewer, I think you're going to give a quick summary.
So Amber Minor's away at a conference. Her annual conference is in Louisville, I believe. So she has me to fill in for this finance. You've got that in front of you. We ended our general fund cash balance with $4.11 million as opposed to $3.86 million last year at the same time, so up just a little bit from last year. Overall revenue was up 8% compared to the prior year at the same time. Beginning balance being used for this year's budget is amount only, not the actual. That will be updated once the audit is finished. Receipts received in the year were 4% higher as opposed to the prior year at the same time. And our expenditures up 9% compared to the prior year at the same time. Expenses of $2.18 million last month. And part of that was the property purchase for our new elementary school, the 20-acre piece of property, which was completed last month. And that's part of that expenditure increase from last year.
Any questions? Okay, thank you very much, sir. Up next, attendance enrollment report. Hello, listener.
For month 3, we just want to congratulate the high school and the middle school both. They were both very close in their attendance. Attendance was down because we have been seeing quite a bit of flu and COVID and things still floating around, but the high school and the middle school both had good attendance, not as good as we were used to in the past years, but we're hoping that's going to bounce back up in the next few months.
I would add to that, there are a whole bunch of school districts around the state that would like to have almost 94% last night, because there were many I read about in the low 80s, simply because there were a few different, one flu being one of them that was going around. So we're really, I know it's a lower number than last year, but we're excited about it because of all the school districts we hear around the state that's been hit with the flu.
I've heard several schools that have shut down for 2 or 3 days because of the flu and different things. Washington County, one of them.
Up next, our instruction report, Jason McAllister.
I just wanted to give you a brief update here, just about where we are in our and what's going on with the instructional portion of the school. So we, as you know, we just got test scores back last month. We talked a little bit about that. So really, that kind of has transitioned us into our improvement planning process, which we update the board on each year. And we'll come and present to the board, have the schools present to the board. Each one of the schools will do an improvement plan of their own, and then we'll do a district one. As I mentioned last month, we started this process really back in the summer when we asked the schools to do a priority plan at their building level, just identifying their biggest areas that they were concerned with. We started the improvement plan or improvement planning process this month, and in addition to some of the results we got back last month, in doing that work, they do a needs assessment at each school, and it comes up with more and more data trickles in, breakdowns of things that we've had, tests and things that we've had over the last couple of years. So I wanted to share those with you. We know what our state testing was. Last year we committed to taking the iReady test 3 times. We've taken it again this fall. We're getting ready to come up on December, our second universal screener for this year, and so we're looking forward to that. Last year we had tremendous progress from the fall to the winter and the spring testing windows, and we held on to that progress. We feel like that's a great sign. That's what we wanted to see. I will tell you that one of the needs assessment processes we go through is evaluating our goals for last year. So last year was the first time I've ever done a school improvement plan where we had no real state assessment data to use, because it was not typical, where we had a couple years there where we didn't have that. So we set our goals based on our universal screener, and it was our first time to be able to review some of those, and some of the results were really good. So I wanted to just update you on those. One of our goals was we had a proficiency goal, and we basically wanted every tested grade to improve their proficiency rate, which is the rate of kids scoring proficient and distinguished in those areas, by no less than 10%. 6 of our 9 grades tested met that goal in reading, and 8 of the 9 met that goal in math. They were based on our universal screener. Again, we felt like that was really good progress. And then one of our, so that was our proficiency goal. Our next goal was a growth goal, where we said that, that we would shoot for 60%. Our ultimate goal is that 75% or more of our students reach, achieve adequate years growth every single year. But our goal last year was to start in increments, and our first increment was trying to meet 60%. And in doing that, that was based on our previous year's results, that was a big goal for us. So as a district, 58% of our kids met adequate years growth last year. So we were 2 percentage points across the board below that goal that we set. In math, 4 of the 9 grade levels met this goal, and in ELA, over half the grade levels met this goal in the first year. So again, we felt like that was really good progress. Now, so this year, we stepped that goal up to the full 75%, and that's something that we want to hold fast to. So the only second point I wanted to make was, again, in December, our second universal screener window comes up, and we felt like, again, all these, we need to really highlight those. I know that the schools are working hard towards those times. They're working hard now. That will be our, after that first trial year, this will really be a big opportunity for us to see the progress that we've made. So we're excited about that coming about. In December, schools will finish up their improvement plans at the building level, and then after the start of the new year, they'll come here, present those to the board for acceptance. Any questions?
Thank you, Jason. Personnel reports. I think everyone's had an opportunity to look at that. It's just for your all's information. Nothing there. We'll move on to the superintendent's reports.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting things going on in Mercer County schools right now, and academics. I know the high school, on behalf of the high school, they'd like to thank you all, the board, for paying for our juniors, this year's juniors, to take the ACT next month in December. That'll give them one real ACT test to take before the March ACT test that we take for the state. So I think 113 out of the 165 juniors are going to take that in December on that Saturday. Been visiting a lot of classrooms around the district, and the teachers are working extremely hard. And I know to the principals, I brag on them. They're working extremely hard in the classroom each and every day. And like Mr. McAllister said, this is the first year that we've had data that we can find and look at things that we need to improve on or do better, or what do we do good already. And these teachers are taking this and running with it and doing a great job in the classrooms each and every day. We've had superintendent advisory council meetings with our classified and our students and our certified teachers. And those are they've got really good insight and looks on that, the student one. And they have a lot of great ideas and comments in those meetings. We sent a video out to our Titan stakeholders on the progress with not only our new elementary site, just to let them know where we're at with that, but also with the adding the bathrooms to the soccer complex, and then of course giving an update on the softball, baseball project. So that video went out. We got Red Ribbon Week. It went really well at all the schools and Veterans Day programs. Mercer County does as good as anywhere I've ever been with Veterans Day programs. And hats off to all the principals that did, had those programs there. The students do a great job, of course, but just recognizing our veterans and all four of our schools did a tremendous job with that. I know at the high school, before their Veterans Day program, they had a gym full, one side full of parents, grandparents, guardians, and students that made a 3.5 GPA or better last year. And there was hundreds of them. And so they were recognized there in front of their parents, grandparents, and guardians at the high school. In the arts, we've had marching band, had a great showing. They ended up semifinalists at KNEA state competition a couple weekends ago. Of course, we had a state champ in 2D art competition. And then our fall play was from the drama department. I think they did 4 or 5 plays for their fall drama. In the athletics, all the fall sports have concluded. Our winter sports are starting. I believe the boys basketball team has a scrimmage tonight. And then Friday night, just a reminder to everyone that we have Meet the Titans at the high school gym on Friday night for our winter sports. Met with the architects a couple times to we're starting to pick out the exterior colors, interior colors, paint colors for those upcoming. I guess we finalized the AstroTurf or the artificial turf, and that design and the colors for that. And that's been ordered and about to come in, I guess 4 weeks from now. Congratulations to Billy Montgomery, Larry Yeager, and Amber Franceschi for through the elections. You all will be another round of being on the board, so congratulations.
Make sure I went and voted so I know that I did at least one vote.
You got one vote. Congratulations on that. That's all I have for the superintendent's report.
All right, so thank you very much. A lot of stuff going on. Up next, consent agenda. All of you have had an opportunity to take a look at those items. If there's anything we need to discuss, please let me know. I don't know if you have anything you need to point out, Mr. Brewer, in those agenda items. If we have no discussions, questions, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Mr. Montgomery makes the motion. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Mr. Pruitt, second. All in favor? We do have one action item for discussion, and that is we are actually going to change the December board meeting, which was originally scheduled for the 20th. However, we're already going to be in holiday break. A lot of our administrators will come and present at that meeting. Several of them will have vacations, trips planned. So to accommodate their schedule, we are going to move that board meeting, make it a special call board meeting for the preceding Tuesday, thank you. December 13th, same time, 5:30 here at the board office. So,
one thing that will happen at that December board meeting is each school will get 5 minutes, and they'll present. One thing that's required by the state of Kentucky is to them present a TSI plan for students with disabilities, where we're TSI for elementary, intermediate, middle school, but also give kind of like I told the principals, like a State of the Union, what's going on, snapshot of your school. So each one of them will take about 5 minutes in December to do that. Those principals will be on Christmas break when the regular schedule, so we've asked you all to move that to, like I said, previous Tuesday.
So we will move that to Tuesday, December 13th, 5:30 here at the board office. So let's put a motion on that. Yeah, I was getting ready to put your hand up. I'm sorry. Sorry. So can I have a motion? Can I have a motion to move to it? Mr. Montgomery makes a motion. Can I have a second? Mr. Yeager, second. All in favor? Up next, we do have several items for roll call votes. The first one up is contract for special education services.
So we've got a contract or two with, we still need a school psychologist or two, so we can contract out until we get one of those full-time in place. So this is just another contract to make sure that we can contract out that until we get a full-time, another school psychologist hired here at Mercer County.
If not, can I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Pruitt with the motion. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Mr. Montgomery, second. Roll call, sir.
District 2, Larry Yeager. Yes. District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes. Up next, restaurant change order. This is a good one. We like these.
Yeah, these are the change orders we like to get, because that means we've saved some money. So there's a change order for the softball foundation credit for $5,751.83.
You can keep this time coming.
So far, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
We like that word credit. Okay, if no discussion, can I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Pruitt makes a motion. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Mr. Montgomery seconds. Roll call, sir.
District 2, Larry Yeager.
Yes.
District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes. Salary schedule update for this year, Mr. Porter.
So this is just an addition. The high school hired a new teacher that loves coaching drama. And at the previous school that she was at, she did this as well. So they would like to pay out of SPDM funds for this year, and then maybe ask the board to pick that up next year because we've already set the salary schedule for this coming year for the board. But that would be paid out of SPDM funds. It wouldn't cost the general fund anything, but they're wanting to just get approval to pay that assistant drama coach a $750 stipend.
Questions or discussion? Okay. If none, can I have a motion for approval?
I'll make it.
Mr. Montgomery makes the motion. May I have a second? Mr. Yeager, second. Roll call, sir.
District 2, Larry Yeager.
Yes.
District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes. Up next, SRO law enforcement proposal, Mr. Porter.
So I know Ms. Hayes has done a lot of work on this, and she's going to speak a little bit before I ask. You may want to ask her a few questions, but you also got the attachment there.
Yeah, as mentioned last month, we were coming to you all to consider a school-based law enforcement agency. Thankfully, we still have a great working relationship with the Harrisburg Police Department and the Sheriff's Department, but neither of those agencies have additional officers they can just allocate for us to have SROs. And based upon Senate Bill 1, we are required to have at least 4 SROs in our district to meet that requirement. So the proposal that was shared with you all is kind of an overall estimate of what it would cost, and then a general understanding of what the requirements are for the SRO and those in the guidelines that would be needed for us to start that process. And one thing I didn't include in that, but this is step 1. It's kind of a 6-step process. So just so that you don't think that once you make the, if you decide to make a motion to do this, that we automatically are going to have, guns a-blazing sort of things. But it is a multiple step process, and then you can see what we'll do in order to get that started. But the first part is just deciding whether you even want to do this and pursue this. And so that was what we're asking you to consider tonight.
So we would start our own police department, just really sum it up and add any of this. Start our own police department, we would vote on that. Then we have board policies to come. Of course, you got to have a first reading and a second reading to have your board policies in place for that. And that would be the next steps along with what she's got listed here. So.
You know how I feel about it. That's what I would like to do. Personally. The question, really the main question that I would have with it would be, what about finances? Can we find the money to, I know it's going to be a higher cost to get it started than it's going to be eventually, after we get everything done and all that. What about financial?
So that's the question that every Board of Education in the state says, they've given us an unfunded mandate around the state of Kentucky that all schools have to have a SRO. So what the legislators have told us, and superintendents, is that that's their number one priority going into this General Assembly starting in January, is to open the budget back up and fund SROs. So we're, fingers crossed, we're hoping that the state picks up that mandate that they gave all the school districts, and they help with the funding of that piece. If they do not do that, then yes, we would have to etch out a spot of our general fund to fund that, like the other school districts that have already done that before the General Assembly reconvenes in January.
And in that proposal, there are some grant funds that we get that can be used for that. And this can be combined with the waiver. So assuming we went ahead and decided to develop the agency, but because it is, especially this year, I feel like if we got all the steps done and had somebody, truly acting agency in place by the end of the year, we would be, considering ourselves successful. But even if we just started with one SRO this year, we can still use the waiver so that we are not out of compliance with the state. And then, even next year, if we start with one SRO, and then we still need a waiver, to kind of manage until we can either fund all of them or whatever we need to do. But we still have the waiver option, so we will be in compliance for that. But.
And the first one she's mentioning will be the chief of police of Mercer County Schools. And then, of course, the next one we hire will be a deputy.
I don't think you can put a price on safety. We've seen too much of that, we've had this conversation before. So, is there any other questions or discussion about this proposal? It is your recommendation for approval?
Yeah, my recommendation is to make a motion to have Mercer County Schools start their own police department.
Okay, so can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
All right, Mr. Yeager makes the motion for approval.
Second.
Mr. Montgomery seconds. Roll call.
District 2, Larry Yeager.
Yes.
District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Okay, next item will be the hiring of construction manager for our elementary school project. Mr. Fluker.
So I shared with you all the two that we've got that were interested in being our construction manager. You've got those in front of you. I know you saw some packets. So it's just making a decision.
Appreciate both bidders giving us a lot of good information to look at, so that's always good. Is there any discussion about the two proposals? And if there is no discussion, would anyone like to make a recommendation?
I make a motion to hire Trace Creek.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Montgomery to hire Trace Creek out of Vanceburg to be the construction manager. Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Yeager with a second. Roll call, sir.
District 2, Larry Yeager.
Yes.
District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes.
And this, I wanted to add to that, the CEO of Trace Group, David West, is here with us tonight. I don't know if y'all had any questions for him, or I just wanted to recognize that he did.
President.
President, CEO, maybe president's a higher pay rate.
Lower.
Okay, the final action item for roll call is the hiring of the architect for the elementary school. We did have 5 folks bid on this, 5 firms. Again, they sent us information as well. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Okay.
You all got all the packets.
Right, not that long. Is there any discussion before I ask for a recommended motion? If no discussion, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to hire Ross Tron.
So a motion on the floor for Ross to run. Second. Mr. Montgomery with a second. Roll call, sir.
District 2, Larry Yeager.
Yes.
District 3, Billy Montgomery.
Yes.
District 4, Cliff Pruitt.
Yes.
District 5, Randy Phillips.
Yes. If no other items for discussion, can I have a motion for adjournment?
Make that motion.
Mr. Montgomery with a motion. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Mr. Pruitt, second. All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.